My name is Ryan Kelly. This is my business partner, and as Jonathan said, my brother Patrick Kelly, and we are FanFolio. FanFolio is where the New York Stock Exchange meets fantasy sports. Utilizing a web-based stock trading model where athletes become the securities, positions become the indices, and fans become the investors looking to buy low and sell high. But first, how many of you have ever played blackjack or poker or watched somebody else play? And when the chips run low early or they just flat run out early, what are you likely to see them do? They're going to pull more money out of their pocket, put it back on the table, and have a second chance at redemption. They need instant gratification.
Every year I play in a fantasy football league with a bunch of old college buddies. And last year I did a lot of off-season research. I thought, I'm going to find the potential sleepers in the draft, the guys that my buddies are probably going to overlook. So I drafted Sam Bradford, Michael Vick, and Trent Richardson. And I was pumped I got these guys for a few weeks. Bradford gets injured. He tears his ACL. Vick gets benched by the Eagles, quickly replaced by Nick Foles. And Trent Richardson turns out to be a bust. And these guys are supposed to be my money makers, and I'm standing here empty-handed. No one's going to make a trade with me in the league. I'm losing every game and quickly out of the hunt for the playoffs. So my season's over, and we're just a few weeks in, and I have no chance to redeem myself.
So again, go back to the gambling business. Think about the casinos. How big are they, and how do they operate? What if the casino told that blackjack player who lost their money early in the night, you're done. Thanks a lot for playing, take care. Of course not. Fantasy sports is a $15 billion a year industry, and they are capping their 36.5 million fantasy players out, just like Patrick said, halfway through the season. FanFolio allows fantasy players to trade their athletes like they trade their stocks. You can build a whole portfolio of diversified positions, or you can put all your stock in one player. Take Peyton Manning, for instance. Peyton Manning is playing against the Seattle Seahawks in the opening week of this season's NFL season. Now, if he has the unfortunate circumstances of having a game like he did in the Super Bowl, his fantasy stats are going to take a pounding. And you wouldn't dare pass up Peyton in a fantasy draft. With FanFolio, God forbid you do this, and shame on you if you do, you could short Peyton Manning. Or you could do the respectful thing and just wait until after the game or maybe after the first half and try to buy him at a discounted rate. You can continue to hold Peyton throughout the entire season, or continue to day trade him and any other player, trying to maximize your earnings. And if your picks don't go well, Patrick, this is an opportunity for you. If your picks don't go well, or if that short on Peyton Manning happens to blow up in your face, which hopefully it does, put money back into the system, buy your way back in, and redeem yourself by picking a new lineup.
When a user starts and signs up with FanFolio, they'll receive a modest but limited bankroll for free. And they'll be playing for self-pride and bragging rights. But if they want to up that bankroll and have the ability to buy back in when those chips get low and qualify for actual cash prizes at the end of the season, they can purchase additional FanFolio currency with actual US dollars. This will be the primary source of revenue for FanFolio, following similar business models used by popular gaming apps like Candy Crush and Farmville, proven business models that have yet to be introduced to the $15 billion industry of fantasy sports. We also have the potential for future sources of revenue through affiliate sales of merchandise, as well as online and in-app advertising.
Unlike most of your fantasy sports platforms, you don't have to sit through a big, long 10-hour draft to finally end up with players you really don't care about to begin with or don't know anything about. FanFolio allows you to buy the players that you actually have an interest in, whether it be 1 or 50, to trade them as frequently as you like. And because we'll build an easy-to-use interface that will be responsive with mobile platforms, you can play on the go, trade them as much as you like, and increase the potential for daily earnings rather than weekly.
So how are we going to get these fans? First, we're going to use connections with professional athletes like Minnesota Vikings star safety Harrison Smith, who happens to be a personal friend of ours. Second, we will host a campus challenge targeting every SEC school, encouraging students to sign up, invite their friends, and play for chances to win cash prizes at the end of the season. We will also target these fans through digital advertising campaigns. We're going to keep these fans coming back to FanFolio by rewarding them with additional FanFolio currency to invest every day they visit our site. And we will continue to reward them as such for every referral they send our way to help us grow this virally.
Now, we know using acquisition data from an app we previously created and launched that it's going to cost us $3.50 to acquire one new user. In year one, we aim to acquire 25,000 users, with 10% of those paying something, and the average of that something to be $25 a user. Now, by year 5, we plan on having 1.25 million users, with 25% of those paying an average of $40. If we can hit these goals, we'll be cash flow positive by the end of year 2 and have EBITDA of $11.5 million by the end of year 5. In order to maintain these goals and to hit these goals, we're seeking an investment today of $500,000. That's going to allow us to do 3 main things in the first year. 1, develop and get the product out there. 2, acquire the first 25,000 users. And 3, maintain any kind of legal, accounting, and licensing fees that we may incur. The remainder of that $500,000 balance will be used to grow our infrastructure in year 2 and emphasize and bolster our marketing strategies in year 2. Upon hitting our goals by the end of year 2, we aim to seek an additional round of funding where we can really ramp up our marketing and acquisition strategies. Now, both of us and the rest of our team are sports fanatics, and even a couple of us have played college sports. One of us, Will Overstreet, has even played in the NFL. But along with that, as CEO, I'm able to leverage my experience in the financial industry. I have 10 years working with a private wealth management group where we have grown to approximately $1 billion in assets under management and have annual revenues just north of $6 million.
I bring experience in brand management, consumer marketing, and brand licensing to the team. I've actually spent the last 3 years with Scripps Networks, who has a great showing tonight, managing strategic licensing partnerships, building brand awareness for a family of consumer brands.
We'll also continue to build out our advisory board, as I mentioned earlier. We have Will Overstreet along with Tony Runyon. Will and Tony offer to us an increased experience in business development, sports media, and marketing strategies. Again, we are FanFolio. We will be around and happy to answer any questions or just talk a little game with you, and we will be available in the back, but thank you all for listening.
Thank you.